Hey, it's Jack Cuba from Church of the Customer with my esteemed colleague, this guy. Oh, wait, wait. This is so backwards. What's your name?
Yes. Me llamo es Ben McConnell.
And we decided to do a little video blog post about something that a lot of people seem to be talking about on Twitter and blogs. Matt Collier had a nice post about it, and that is authority online. What is it, and is it important, and what makes someone more of an authority than someone else? Is it followers? What is it? What do you think, Ben?
You know, I think it's a really interesting and topical and important discussion, but I think it's a little bit misplaced, especially when the word is around authority. I mean, authority sounds important, and it is, but I think, to me, when we're talking about authority on Twitter, we're not talking about that. We're talking about popularity, especially when all this discussion turns around the whole idea around the number of followers. Oh, well, they've got 35,000 followers, so they must be an authority. But they may not be an authority on anything. They just may be really popular. They may have almost an incendiary way of exciting people to follow them, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be able to make things happen. So I think there's this misplaced notion that authority and popularity are the same thing, when in fact they're not.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if it really matters more whether you have more followers or whether the things that you say are retweeted. I mean, is that maybe a better or different definition of authority?
You know, popularity is probably transcended to a new level the more that somebody's tweets are retweeted or the more that their blog posts are linked to. Now I think that people are probably going into a new realm of just beyond popularity, and they're getting into probably some sort of charismatic authority when the resonance of a message or an idea or an action takes root and starts affecting the way that people think. Now that starts translating into authority in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, I watch Twitter followers, but I get more of a kick out of it if somebody thinks that something I've said is interesting enough to retweet it to someone else. And so I have no idea what my authority is, but that, to me, that seems more important.
Right. I mean, do you think that Jason Calacanis is an authority on everything having to do with technology because he has 15,000 followers?
Jason who?
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking of Perez Hilton because I just saw him on Good Morning America. You know, he's the celebrity blogger who has a lot of page views. And is he an authority or is he a celebrity on celebrities? You know, he wrote a book talking about what's it called, red carpet suicide, like 12 steps to be a celebrity. So I guess he might think of himself as an expert on celebrity, or is he just a trash-talking blogger?
Yeah, Perez Hilton is he's kind of an interesting head case because he you know, and I guess that kind of goes to the idea of authority too, doesn't it? Is an authority now somebody who has distilled or developed an idea and given it shape, form, and function. And I didn't know that he wrote a book, and what a title! But you know, now that maybe that does make him a little bit more of an authority. And I think before he had that book and he had a very popular website, he was probably very popular. But just because he was a gossip doesn't necessarily make him authority in my mind. Just in the same way that somebody who may be really funny, like Don Hodgman, who presents himself as a fake authority, is he really an authority? I don't know. You know, he's probably more of an entertainer.
The I'm a PC guy?
Yeah, right. And, he's got a book out about something about authority, but I think he's totally spoofing the idea.
Right. And it's funny because I think there are some people that I follow who are clearly celebrities, and like Twitterati celebrities, but I won't name them. But then I look at someone like Peter Kim, and I follow his blog, and I feel like he's not sort of this big, flamboyant, online celebrity, probably because he's a former analyst, and he's pretty low-key, but I think he has really smart things to say. And so, I think he's got a lot of authority in a lot of different areas.
I would totally agree with that. That I think Peter Kim is a very smart and probably worthwhile authority on a number of things having to do with social media, or at least an analysis of how organizations function. I think isn't Peter's work really about internal processes inside companies? I mean, he's spent years studying that. So in my mind, that makes him an authority. He may not have 28,000 followers on Twitter yet, or he may not be in the Technorati Top 100. And by the way, does Technorati even matter anymore? But
Technorati, what?
But in my mind, he is an authority, and to me, I think that's probably the essence, is that you are an authority if you have people who take your word and take action as a result of whatever it is that you say should happen or you believe should happen.
And I think that taking action may be just as simple as telling someone else about it. Sharing that with someone else, sharing something that you're saying with someone else. I think that, maybe they're not to the point where they're going to change what they do based on what you said. That would be the ultimate. And I think, that's Seth Godin's whole gig is, trying to be a change agent. But I think just having something interesting or really useful to say, and then that being shared with someone else, I think connotes authority to the person who originally said it.
Yeah, bottom line, here's what I think, is that being an authority, absolutely not an authority, just my opinion, but that authority is so difficult and multivariate to measure that just based on either number of blog subscribers, blog readers, page views, or Twitter followers does not connote authority. That let's call it really what it is, which is popularity. And the higher that number, the more popular you are. Authority is probably a much more dynamic and difficult algorithm that maybe the smart people at Google one day will figure out and label what authority really is, which is a variable dynamic that kind of changes a lot from week to week or month to month.
We've got to stop agreeing on things, Ben.
I know.
All right, well, let's wrap this thing up. Thanks so much for listening. If you have any feedback for us, leave it in the comments. And just wanted to say, because this is a couple days before the NFL playoffs, I would like to say, go Steelers! Woohoo! Bye, y'all.
Yeah, good luck beating Tennessee.
We have to get by San Diego first, which shouldn't be a problem. Ooh,
snap.
Stay classy, San Diego. Bye-bye.
Bye.